South America, a land of majestic Andes and the mysterious Amazon rainforest. When you hear about this beautiful continent, what comes to your mind? The cradle of spectacular football, the ancient civilizations, or the global crime hubs? For me, what comes to mind is nothing else but this chart. Yes, this very map shows how poverty in South America has skyrocketed in just the past 10 years. Despite vast advantages in natural resources and cultural foundations inherited from Spain and Portugal, the hope of becoming the world's next economic engine is fading fast. Life here has become only a shadow of what it was just 2 decades ago. So without further delay, let's begin today's story. The year 2016 marked a milestone for South America. For the first time, the Olympic Games were held here. A once-in-a-century chance for Brazil and for all of South America to shine before the world. With over $12 billion spent, Rio 2016 became one of the most expensive Olympics in history. New stadiums were built, highways expanded, Rio de Janeiro was given a facelift. Yet when guests and athletes traveled along the brand new highway from the airport, what they saw was not the city, but a massive concrete wall. It turned out this wall was built to hide the endless slums and forced evictions. One giant barrier showed the world the stark contrast between the reality of South America and what governments wanted to display. In the late 20th century, South America was once full of hope. Brazil, Argentina, Chile, even Venezuela with its massive oil reserves were expected to become the new tigers of the Western world. Education expanded, poverty fell, and a new middle class began to rise. For many families, this was a golden era. But in the 21st century, the picture changed. Poverty returned, the middle class shrank, inequality deepened. At first, rising global commodity prices in the 2000s gave South America a short-lived boom. Oil, gas, copper, coffee, soybeans, all were in high demand. But once the boom ended, weaknesses were revealed. Dependence on raw materials, poor governance, fragile economies. Venezuela collapsed into hyperinflation and humanitarian disaster. Brazil drowned in corruption and recession after 2016. Argentina fell again into debt and inflation. Even Chile, once a model, faced mass protests in 2019. Chile, despite its relatively smaller increase in poverty, has stagnated. Once richer than Vietnam, now it trails behind. Inequality there has pushed citizens into the streets. By the mid-2010s, global commodity prices fell, economies faltered, and millions lost jobs. Then came the final blow, COVID-19. The pandemic hit South America brutally. Millions of middle-class families fell back into poverty. The United Nations estimates that over 30 million people in Latin America were erased from the middle class during the pandemic. 3 main reasons stand out: dependence on raw material exports, massive informal labor markets with no protection, and extreme inequality, where wealth concentrates in the hands of a few. The consequences are devastating. More crime, more violence, mass migration, and a collapsing middle class, the very heart of society. For the young generation, this means fewer opportunities, weaker education, and fears that their children's future will be even worse than their own. South America today is not just facing material hardship, but also a deep loss of hope. A once promising dream has now turned into a harsh reality, and the question remains, what is the way forward for this beautiful land?